Okay. Right, Fedoran wants to handle this one. He doesn't think she's gonna... Oh, could be some tasty morsels in there.
Ready when you are.
Not classed as stealing either. Deer caps? Somehow I don't think that's going to satisfy his hunger.
You return. What have you come seeking this time?
You see, I've located the Ingwithan machine in the tower, and I need the words that operate said machine. She laughs, a noise that blends the crunch of dry leaves with something piercing and white hot. That fool, Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is. You feel a hot core of pride smouldering at the centre of her soul.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Wow, her some crackling sound effects, some crackling voiceover there. Whether it's my computer, I don't think so. Very bizarre. Okay, what is the tower's name?
Ternuneth. It's called Ternuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Okay, so contain souls, but the others are relays built to move souls. And where would they move the souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
Yes, okay. We'll indulge her in a bit more conversation, trying to soften her up so she'll give us what we need, showing some interest perhaps. Why would the Ingwithans have wanted to tether souls like this? Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Ingwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment. Yes, and how do you know so much about this? I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely. Alright, getting to the crux of the matter here. Asking, how one operates the machine.
Back to these tinkers' concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
Well, we could harvest them for our own power, or harvest them for essence. Was it that for our own power? So what would you do? What would you use the essence for? It doesn't seem like the good thing to do, does it? We could release them. Would that give them some form of end? Or would it leave them roaming in pain? Or we could destroy them. Would that put them out of their misery? You know what? We don't even know.
A level of humility rarely found in my line of work.
Oh, she likes that.
Most refreshing.
I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here, I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. What? But what good is observing all this if you're going to hoard it for yourself? Tell her, Fedoran. An entire language at your fingertips, and she hides it away. Yes, trying to extinguish her pride from within. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? You're locked away here. What purpose is it going to serve? The pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned, years of studying the Ingwithan language, no one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Yes, but it's It's meaningless unless it's shared, surely. A foolish and false sentiment. Knowledge is meaning, it needs no external purpose. Her pride smoulders still. I think we have to extinguish it when it's a weakened state. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. The pride hisses and sputters. It's little more than an ember now. You're wrong! But there's no conviction in her voice. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That will give me something. Now's the time to extinguish the pride. You reach for it, but it's still too hot to grasp in your mind for more than a second. It may not be much, but it's still something. You can't take that away from me. Teach me what you know, and I'll make sure that it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened, diamond-hard rock. You cast it away where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours.
Oh, Fedoran doing very well there. These are the words you need. Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Acantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Engwith, once more at your command.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
A speaker of dead tongues now, and so he surpasses 100 frustrated scholars in the matter of a few moments. I don't suppose you could look at a few books for me? Okay, so we're still not done yet. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing there. So, asking for an explanation about how the control words work. Harnessing the power of Ter Nuneth is about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meanings. You can speak them, and the tower shall obey. Alright, we can't progress forward, so we'll... asking what do we do now that we know the words?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
If only we could get all the animancers together in one place, perhaps we could destroy their souls as well. Alright, calm down. Alright, that is all. You don't have any tasty morsels, do you? No? Okay, fine. So you can do something about the curse affecting Heritage Hill. But it sounds like we might have to be very careful about how we do this.
Hey.
Else we could cause quite the commotion.
Hey.
So Fedoran has just unlocked something deep within him. He's now Master Ingriffin Man. Can read the runes with great fluency. God knows what else. But it certainly had Karna's interest. To the top of the tower then. Okay, so we've got a choice to make here. Well, first of all, we've got to figure out how to turn this damn machine off, but then we're going to decide what to do with this chap, and I think, ultimately, we're going to put him out of his misery. We certainly we've got nothing to feed him anyway, but how do we do this? Alden looks much worse than before. His rotten flesh hangs loosely and sores have eaten away patches of skin at his joints. He looks at you with a strange glimmer in his eyes.
Flesh.
Oh dear, he's definitely getting far worse. If I want his help, I'll need to send a victim to him. What? What victim? We ain't got any victims. We're not feeding him any flipping victims.
Hey.
We'll do it without his help. Okay, this console.
Ready when you are.
A jagged Adra pillar rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. The panel is covered with runes which you can now understand. You recognise the word for end and for hold. The dial is currently fixed on hold. You also recognise by an inscription that the manner in which you turn the dial is a means of throttling the device. Holy cow. So we can either maximise the machine's throttle in hopes of overloading it, which doesn't seem like the best thing to do, or simply choose end. I think we're going to choose end and pray. As the command words leave your lips, the dial sinks into the Adra under your hand. Something like a thunderclap sounds overhead. The glow fades from the machine as it falls dormant. Uh-oh. I think we've done it. I think we've done it. Yeah. And now, this guy needs to be put out of his misery.
Hey.
Still and silent. It's finally over.
Right.
Hey.
Sorry, pal.
I'll take a look.
Is this a good thing we're doing here? It seems like he's going to degenerate. This is no life to live. It's a mercy. Finish him off. Ooh, he's quite tough. We just. Sorry, buddy.
Hey.
But it seemed like a mercy. You got to witness the release of the souls, and we've ended you. not allowing it to generate any further. Okay, right, his journal. That seems rather anticlimactic.
Hey.
Something's gonna go down here, I'm sure. And when we leave this tower, there's gonna be some... probably that masked rogue fool is gonna be waiting for us. Right outside the doors. Simply walking out of this tower now just seems completely and utterly a massive, massive... oh, no. This is not a good idea. Phew. Yeah, it just seems so anticlimactic. A journal update saying, oh, it didn't even say quest complete. We've got a bit of experience. Check the journal. It's greyed out. Nothing really seems to have happened. Other than that we've turned the machine off. Seems like something missing. Still and quiet.
Hey.
He's gonna know, isn't he? What's he called? What is he called, this chap? Theos, right, yeah, this Theos chap's going to know about the fact that we've just turned this machine off. I'm sure of it.
Hey.
But no, still nobody here waiting.
Hey.
Kind of tempted to go back to Icantha and let her know what we've done. Yeah, I think I might do that actually. Before we leave Heritage Hill, hopefully for good. Just go check in with Icantha one last time. Just in case we can update her. And you never know, she might provide some kind of boon. Of course, we've missed out on the powers that he was going to tell us about, the secret about the machine, but we didn't find anybody to feed him. And I'm wondering if actually what we were going to give to him might have been that little girl. If we'd have found him first, maybe we could have directed her to... I don't know, it doesn't even bear thinking about, does it?
Hey.
But anyway, we weren't going to indulge in any of that. Not even for promise of power. Oh, she's gone. Where's she gone? She's vanished. Okay. Let me get my bearings here. So we need to go and speak with Wyler at the Crucible Knights to tell her about what we've discovered and see if there's anything to be had there. And then that might be the end of the session, I think.
Hey.
But I've got a feeling before we get to her something's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like such an anticlimactic end. We turn off the machine and Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. We can all go back to living life normally. Oh, look who it is! There, that's the nice man who helped me. Little Sada. And thank the Iron Arm for it. We'll get you sorted out at the keep. Oh, bless her. I wonder if we can check in with her at the keep as well. See how she progresses. The tower? It's off. Does this mean the curse on Heritage Hill is lifted? We're not going to downplay our part in all of this. And I don't think we're going to quite request a manor in Brackenbury. Especially not to a justiciar. Maybe to the Duke, but simply stating that the district is safe again. It wasn't a curse, but it'd be far too complicated to explain now. I think it'll be some time before anyone will be willing to settle in the district again, but at least we can get started on restoring it.
Hey.
Right. Good day, soldier. So to finish off then, first fires. We shall take ourselves to the Crucible Keep. Check in with Wyler, update her, hopefully get some more reputation increase with
Hey.
Defiance Bay, and then we shall hunker down for the evening. Yeah, hunker down in an inn. An inn in Brackenbury, no less. Only the finest of the fineries, of course, for Fedoran. Keeping an eye out for assassins, of course. And then we'll have to consider what we're going to do in the next session, because there's still a couple of odds and ends for us to do. If we do increase our reputation, we may try to see if we can get those records again. We're going to return to Ondra's Gift to check in on the lighthouse to see how much further they have got with their innovations. And also, we are going to revisit something in that district. A child was murdered, and we did not locate the murderer. And that still rankles. Perhaps rescuing Seda just hit home with Fedoran that we just left some business unfinished there. A dagger with an initial on it. We didn't find the owner. We're going to look for that owner and deal out some justice. But not just yet. A night's rest first. Ah, here she is, look! Little Seda.
Yeah?
Oh, had a bath and a few square meals. Should have just been here 5 minutes, but she's probably wolfed it down, bless her. Smiling shyly. Oh. Is he a sucker for kids, old Fedoran? Giving one a dagger, rescuing another, about to avenge the death of another. Oh, he's a little darling, isn't he? Okay, she's asking for any news. Well, of course there's news. Here you have a child rescued by my fair hand, and I am sad to report that your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. We have put an end to Lyra and avenged your now dead guards. Her tired eyes grow round. By the flame, you found her? My missing commander? She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles. And she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave. Does it make sense? But nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? I'm afraid they didn't make it. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers, but at least I know what happened to my troops and Commander Lyra. Please, accept this as a token of my gratitude. 1,000 coppers? Bloody hellfire! We should do more tasks for the Crucible Knights. This is the most copper we've been paid for an errand. Thank you, Wyler. It's a pleasure. Did that gain us a reputation? Surely it must have done. Surely. Surely to the heavens. A hero, moderately good. Is that an increase of before? Crucible. Oh, Knights of the Crucible. Hero, moderately good. Faintly good. I mean, moderately good? Is that good enough for bloody records? I don't know. I don't know. Right, come on. To Brackenbury. We've earned ourselves a night in the plushest inn. The plushest room in said inn. Feet up. And level up.
Hey.
Brackenbury. Okay, let me get my bearings here. We've come through the north gate, so just got a little bit of meandering to do. The woo assassins? Any assassins? No assassins. Good, good. A char barrel. Yes, just remembered his name. I've had a very bad session for memory today. I just can't remember anything's name.
Hey.
Dearie, dearie, dearie. It's been a long week. long week. Topped off with a bloody bad football result. Right, so here we are, about to rest up here in the charred barrel, and between now and the next session I shall level up my party finally, get them the relevant skills, and also have a think about what we're going to do next. But there are several things that we can still do in the city. We're going to check the records again whilst we can. We're going to head to Andra's Gift to try and find this child murderer. We're also going to go back to Hadra House to speak with Lady Webb about the update about what we found out about Heritage Hill, perhaps, because we know Theos is involved, so maybe we can tell her about that. So we'll do that as well whilst we're in Brackenbury. So that's at least 3 things to continue to press on with whilst we're here in Defiance Bay. Anything else that we could do? Yes! Commander Cliver, Knight's Crucible. We just got a load of coin from these people, and therefore that's going to just put a spring in Fedoran's step when it comes to helping them even further. So we're going to go to the Scrivener's Dormitory in Copper Lane to try and find some research from Vienna. So we'll do that as well. We do that once we've got Pelagina in the party, which we will get her when we go back to Fedoran's Keep, of course, with Aloth. We'll bring Aloth back into the fold. So we'll have a bit of a mix-up as well with the party, perhaps, when we go back to Fedoran's Keep. We'll have Aloth replace Kana again. Although I have to say that the Chanter is pretty useful. But just change things up. And we're probably going to replace Nadog with Pelagina for a bit as well. So just to give ourselves something fresh, something new, some new classes, and just mix things up a bit rather than sticking with the same party all the time. So that's to look forward to as well. I'm gonna do this after we've got the Parable of Whale. Can't do that. That's that. Okay, I think that's it. So yeah, a few odds and ends to tidy up. Just a few little odd jobs. Nothing serious, but yeah. Join me next time when we shall hopefully bat them all away and then finally head back to Fedoran's Keep and see what Aloth has to report. Until then, see you soon.